Tigers, Bulldogs, Saints. Welcome to DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
Good morning and welcome to DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance. Y'all done missed the show. We've spent the last 5 minutes doing a full open that didn't get aired, and just basically amusing ourselves,
Yeah.
which we're very good at.
We don't get out much.
We don't get out much. And, Tom Duggan alongside the coach, Chris Vance, Casey Midget, Kelly, and Cardboard Cutout Kelly are both not with us today. As Kelly's doing one of her very favorite things, coaching girls junior pro basketball today.
Well, we're going to talk about you today, Kelly. You're not here, and that's just part of the price that you pay for missing the Blitz.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's just it. If you don't show up, we get the right to talk about you. So
That's exactly right. What makes this show special? So nothing but making fun of people. That's what separates us from everybody else. So.
And don't worry, we'll make fun of ourselves too. Yeah. We're all about making fun of ourselves along with that. But thank you for tuning in for this morning's edition of the Blitz. We're running just a few minutes behind, but we've got a great show today. Here in just a few minutes, John Pryor, who's the radio voice of DeKalb County Sports for WJLE Radio. John's going to join us. We'll talk about the Lady Tiger basketball teams, and also want to get his thoughts on Chloe Boyd. She got big honor yesterday, another honor, I should say, for Chloe, as she was nominated for the Fall Sports Player of the Year as part of the Middle Tennessee High School Sports Awards program. They'll have a ceremony coming up in June. This is all part, I think, of the USA Today Fall Sports Player of the Year program, something like that. So this is kind of a big deal, and Chloe, just a sophomore coach, another accolade going for her. I was texting with her dad back and forth and said, you better start building an extra room because she's got 2 more years' worth of awards coming.
A lot of hardware is going to be coming her way in recognition, and she deserves it. She's worked hard. I remember when Payne Denman was in middle school, and he was doing that age tour around the Southeast and throughout the country and winning the Little Green Jacket. Mm-hmm. And we talked about that with her one time, that's how you get your name exposed. You go out and you play these tournaments and you get on these circuits, and that's where the college scouts first start to notice you, and that's why you end up getting all these awards you do, and you end up finishing 2nd, 4th in the state, whatever she did. She's just an outstanding player.
Outstanding. And I'm telling you what, she's on the golf course any chance she gets, and her dad's talked about, sometimes even when it's cold outside. We saw her at the golf simulator last week during the Super Bowl show. She loves the game. She's practicing the game, honing her skills as often as she can, and 2 more years, she's already getting recognition. She's already getting noticed. Coach, I think, these next couple of years, it's going to be a fun ride for her, and a lot of colleges are paying attention.
I'm sure she's already getting letters. She's on their radars, and I cannot wait to see. We talked a little bit about our girls' golf team and scholarships and those girls that had done that. The highest that I've known was Payne Denman first with Auburn. They changed coaches, ended up signing with Florida before he transferred to MTSU. But you're talking major D1 level at that, for her.
Also coming up later in the program, Chad Driver, president of DeKalb County T-Ball, Coach Pitch, and Fast Pitch Softball. He's going to stop by, and Casey, of course, you know Chad well, and we're going to kind of get a little into that as their season's right around the corner. Thankfully, spring sports is coming. We can get rid of all this nasty winter weather that we've had to deal with, and we're excited about the spring sports season coming up.
You have to know Chad. He's very prepared in everything he does. He's the most professional person I've ever met. It's funny. You look at his office, and then you look at mine, and you think a hobo lives in mine. So he's been preparing for these. So I have a special list of questions that I know he hasn't prepared for that I'm going to ask this morning.
All right. Well, I'm glad he's prepared because we're not. But anyway, we'll have Chad coming in, and I think we're going to try to re-air the Albert Haynesworth interview that we did at Super Bowl Sunday at Caddy Shack during the last segment. If we don't, we'll do something. We'll talk about something. But
I'm willing to play the part of Albert Haynesworth if you'd like. I can do that. I think
you're about what? About half a foot too short, and
I'm close on weight, though. I can tell you.
And I do want to ask about that incident where you stomped on somebody's head. I want to get the purpose behind all of that.
You guys wimped out. That's what I would have led off with.
Yeah, he says that, but he left early. Yeah, he asked if he thought it would be okay to ask him about that. I said, I'll tell you what, he's 6'6", 350. You ask at your own risk. You ask him anything you want at your own risk. Coach, I wasn't about to make the gentleman mad.
I was sitting closer to him than you were, and my questions were elementary. It's like, just don't hit me.
There's a reason I sit on the end and close to the door in case I need to get away. I'm not fleet of foot, but if I'm a little closer to the door, I have a chance. But no, sincerely, we thank Albert and we thank Lucas Phillips for having us out at Caddy Shack last Sunday. Had a whole lot of fun. Albert had something come up, and he ended up being late, so the whole schedule kind of got thrown off a bit, but he was still good enough to sit down and spend some time with us. And, Coach, I think a lot of folks there at Caddyshack was wanting to see the halftime show, Albert maybe included, but we kind of interrupted all of that. But it was good to kind of sit down and get his perspective on things. When you talk to somebody that's played at the highest level and you get their thoughts, what they see, how they watch a game, just things that they look for, I find things like that very interesting. Sometimes
with athletes, I have the tendency to kind of stereotype and profile. And so as Albert sat down and we began, you started, and then, I kind of followed in with some questions. I wasn't sure what to expect, but he's got a college degree.
Yeah.
He's been in the business world, and to me, I was very impressed with his demeanor, how articulate that he was, and just calm and matter of fact, and answering the question. I don't think he got lost at all. He just did a very good job, and I was very impressed with the interview.
And Casey, for guys like all of us that grew up loving UT football, remembering the days when he played with John Henderson and that great Tennessee defense. Then he went to the Titans, had some good years. It was a lot of fun following his career, and getting a chance to talk to him, of course, was great. But, man, those were some really good teams at UT and for the Titans back in those days.
And I was watching y'all interview him. The thing that I guess I had forgotten is how many good players was on that Titans team when he was there.
Yeah.
He started talking about like Kyle Vanden Bosch. You remember him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh, that guy, he looked like he was on steroids the whole time he was out there. Of course, those was the years with Steve and Frank and Eddie and, Kevin, and you had Mason. I mean, it was just that team was loaded.
They were stacked.
Yeah.
And of course, they went to the Super Bowl, remember, in 2000, and I think he was drafted in 2002. If my memory serves me correct, it was 3 or 4. They ended up back in the AFC Championship game again.
Yep.
And ended up losing. But that little run there from when they started as the Titans up to about 2003, 2004, man, those teams were loaded. They had great offensive lines, great defensive lines. Fantastic football team. It's a shame they didn't win a Super Bowl.
You remember one of the things that was always the strength of that team was the offensive line. Do you remember how how touted that was? We had all those really good players. What has happened? I mean, it's like, has everybody vacated the building down there? I mean, we don't know how to build an offensive line, it don't seem like anymore.
You're going back to the days when Bruce Matthews, in the twilight of his career, was the leader of that unit. You had the Zach Pillars and John Runyons and people like that. Michael Roos came in later on as a left tackle, and just for a long stretch of time, you're right, the Titans had excellent offensive lines. The guy that don't get talked about enough, Mike Munchak.
That's right.
And he was the offensive line coach and, of course, was elevated to head coach. To me, after he left, that's when we started to really see the drop-off in the offensive line for the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I wish he'd never been named head coach, to be honest with you, because I think that was the downfall for him, and it was certainly the exit for him from the Titans, and they desperately needed somebody like him, still do.
All right, we've got John Pryor in the building. When we come back, we're going to sit down with him. We'll talk a little basketball, talk a little golf, and talk about whatever pops up. Chad Driver also coming up. Stay with us. We're glad you tuned in to us on this Saturday morning. This is DC Blitz, and we're presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
Teamwork, accountability, honesty, showing respect, dependability. These are all qualities that I began learning as an athlete growing up in DeKalb County. Hi, this is Tennessee Assistant Golf Coach Payne Denman. Whenever you're looking for a teammate that has your back, look no farther than my friend Grant James and the team at DeKalb County Insurance. They can help out with all your business, auto, home, life, or Medicare insurance needs. Give them a call today at 615-597-0660 or visit them at www.DeKalbInsurance.net. Tell them I sent you, and as always, go Vols.
When closing on a new home or piece of property, you want the process to be as smooth as possible. For almost 20 years, DeKalb Title LLC has been helping new property owners in Smithville and DeKalb County through that process promptly and efficiently. As your trusted title expert and closing company, they believe buying or selling real estate should be a joyous occasion, and their team does everything possible to keep it that way. DeKalb Title works to make sure your transaction gets to the closing table and your new property is secure for years to come. Let DeKalb Title help you close and protect your residential, commercial, or new construction transaction today. Call 615-597-2303 or visit them online at DeKalbTitle.com.
As first-time home buyers, navigating the real estate market can be both exciting and daunting. At Farmhouse Realty, we understand your unique needs and are dedicated to guiding you through the process with ease. With our extensive knowledge of DeKalb County and its surrounding areas, we can help you find your dream home or sell your existing property at the best possible price. Farmhouse Realty is committed to understanding your financial situation and goals, finding the perfect home that aligns with your lifestyle, negotiating the best terms for your purchase or sale, and being there for you every step of the way. Give us a call today at 615-597-FARM. That's 615-597-3276, or check out our listings at farmhouserealty.org. Farmhouse Realty. Let us help you achieve your real estate dreams.
There's nothing like homegrown. Around here, nothing grows better than local businesses and families. It's because starting on common ground makes things just shoot up. Just look at those neighborhoods and business districts. Around here, it's always growing season.
At First Bank, we share your hometown and your love for our community. That means you get down-to-earth local lenders who get down to business faster. First Bank. Bank local, get more. Member FDIC.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Smithville's brand new hair experience is the Hairloom, located at 107 West Main Street, in the heart of downtown. At the Hairloom, we believe that every client deserves exceptional service and personalized care. Whether you're looking for a fresh cut, a stunning color, or a rejuvenating facial, our experienced team of licensed barbers, cosmetologists, and estheticians is here to make your vision a reality. Step into our relaxing and friendly environment where you can unwind while we pamper you. Your comfort and satisfaction are our top priorities. Give us a call at 615-417-1081 or book your appointment online at thehairloom.com. Experience the hair journey you've been waiting for at the Hairloom, where your beauty blooms.
Impact Physical Therapy is a direct access, cash pay physical therapy clinic, which means your care is provided one-on-one by a doctor of physical therapy, tailored to you and your needs. Whether it be injury, performance, or generalized health improvements, a plan is developed to improve your overall health, mobility, and strength safely and without injury. Another benefit of direct access is if injury does occur, you can immediately seek out care for an evaluation and treatment, potentially that day or the next day, without having to wait for a doctor appointment. Impact Physical Therapy, located at 656 West Broad Street in Smithville, inside Vitality Fit. For an appointment, call or text 615-464-7479.
Do you ever get tired of long waits at the corporate pharmacy? Well, let me introduce you to your hometown hero, Johnny's Drugs, located at 516 West Main Street in Smithville. Johnny's Drugs is all about friendly service and efficiency. Our team knows your name and understands your needs because we're not just a pharmacy, we're your neighbors. Experience the warm, welcoming atmosphere that only a hometown pharmacy can provide. Johnny's Drugs, where friendly faces and efficient hometown service come together.
When you've been in business for over a quarter century, you know you're doing something right. And they've been doing things right at Kilgore's Restaurant since 1997. When you ask people around town about the best place to eat, you can bet the name Kilgore's will be mentioned. From their amazing chicken to juicy steaks, fresh fish, succulent shrimp, hearty burgers, or flavorful pork chops, Kilgore's has something for everyone. Don't forget their hot bar at lunchtime, Mondays through Fridays, then bring the family back for dinner. They are open from 10 until 9 Mondays through Thursdays and 10 until 10 on Fridays. If you're on the go, you can phone in your order at 615-215-8249, then pick it up at their convenient drive-through window. Come on down to Kilgore's Restaurant, where every meal feels like home.
At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, we understand that this life is a journey filled with highs and lows. Just as every game has its final whistle, so too does every life have its final moment. When that time comes, Love Cantrell Funeral Home would love the opportunity to earn your trust. We provide compassionate care and professional services to fit your family's financial needs. Whether you're celebrating a life well lived or finding comfort in the time of sudden loss, we're here to support you every step of the way. Love Cantrell Funeral Home has been a proud sponsor of all DeKalb County athletics for over 65 years. Love Cantrell Funeral Home, where love is not only in our name, but also in our services.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
Want a mower that's tough enough to break all the rules? Want everything without sacrificing anything? Want performance for the long haul at an unbeatable value? The perfect balance of power and performance? You want a bad boy mower. Packed with power, muscle, simplicity, and comfort, the pro and you demands. It's your time. You deserve a bad boy. Bad Boy Mowers. Mow with an attitude. Find your big boy mower at Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville. Visit them online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
This is DC Blitz. We're presented by DeKalb County Insurance. We welcome in the radio voice of the DeKalb County. I got to say it like a radio guy.
The voice of the DeKalb County Tigers.
John Pryor's in the building. John, good morning. Did you get any sleep last night with the big games and all the thunder and everything?
I got some sleep. You know, I've been wondering what the opposite is of a ayahuasca heat locker like Rogers goes to, and I think it's this basement. It's cold down here.
Well, now, if Kelly were here, she'd have on 15 layers of clothes because she freezes down
I came underdressed. I'm just here to tell you.
I'd be hot if I was in an igloo in the middle of Antarctica. But John, regular season is over for the DeKalb County High School basketball teams. It's been a bit of a tough year. We'll start on the girls' side. I loved how scrappy they were last night. I mean, I made a joke before we went on the air. Chris, Kelly, and we were all just kind of talking about whatever during the game because it got to about 15 points. And all of a sudden, we look up and it's a 3-point basketball game. What'd you see maybe a little bit different about the girls? They to me, played loose last night and just had a lot of enthusiasm and energy.
Well, you know, I think last night's performance, Avery Agee is a senior. She's played a lot of basketball. Everybody in her family's played basketball. They've all run through that Tiger head. I know she was a little bit emotional before the game. And she's just been a great leader throughout her career. And I don't know if they wanted to win it for her, but, you know, down 15, you're 0-9 in district play. It would have been easy for them to pack it up and pack it in and just play out the string. But they have pride. I mean, they played hard, and I think that's a credit to Coach Alley, the fact that they dug deep and they cut it to 1 at one point. And in the end, I think Stone Memorial was 20 of 22 from the free throw line.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't catch that margin. But they played hard, and they've played in spurts. I think they hit 11 3-pointers last night. There'd be nothing wrong with peaking right at district tournament time, but they're going to have a tough task. I believe they play Cumberland County Wednesday at 7:30 at Cumberland County.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be a tough ask. But, that's the thing about calling high school sports is, and especially working out of the high school, you know these kids and you care for these kids and you pull for these kids. And they're fantastic. I mean, the boys and the girls both have so many quality kids on the team. You just pull so hard for them, and you hate to see them have a disappointing stretch. And I don't know. I just keep hoping. Hope springs eternal. Maybe it'll happen next week.
I want to go back to Avery Agee for a moment because she's battled through so much this season, being that senior, being the leader, being the player on the team that every opponent you face, they know Avery Agee's a player you got to stop. So she's faced, a lot of situations, boxes in one. I mean, everybody's focused on Avery Agee. She's battled adversity, injury, everything. What have you seen in her game, though, this year? She's persevered through a lot to maintain that leadership role and to do her best to try to lead her team.
I was talking to Coach Agee last night, and he was talking about when she was a freshman, Katie Farrell was on the team, and he thought Katie Farrell taught her how to be a leader.
Yeah.
She's just tough. I mean, she, everybody gets knocked down, but it's about how you get back up, and she keeps getting back up. She's just a tough kid, tough-minded. I can see her leading on the floor. We were at Livingston the other night, and we were having trouble breaking the press, and, she was getting on to her teammates like, you got to start moving. She was the coach on the floor, and, I've seen a lot of that out of her, and she just plays hard and plays smart, and, I think she's helped be a good leader on this squad for Coach Alley.
It's tough enough in the postseason when you're playing such a good district, but you've got to play the host team on their home court. And let's be honest, DeKalb County's had trouble with Cumberland County. I think Cumberland County's kind of been the sleeping giant in this district. They played Upperman pretty tough in Baxter last night.
What was it, like a 4-point game?
It was 35-31, ended up being the final score. What do you kind of see in this matchup? I mean, it's a hill to climb here for the Lady Tigers.
Well, I can tell you what's going to happen. Whatever happens, who wins the tip, as soon as we have to inbound the ball after a made shot from Cumberland County, they're going to press, because, we've shown flashes of getting better, but, when we've played teams like White County and Upperman, in the first quarter, we have trouble sometimes getting it to mid-floor.
Mm-hmm.
And, you jump out to, I think we were down 22-6 at Livingston, and we've been down, some pretty big margins at the end of the first quarter. Any chance you could get of getting momentum and knocking down some threes and all that, it's kind of the wind's out of your sails. So, Coach Randy Herring has done a great job up there at Cumberland County with the girls. He stepped in after their coach last year decided to step down, and they've been kind of a sleeper. They've been knocking on that 1-2 door. Upperman got them last night, and so they're sitting in the 3 spot. But I think they beat Livingston twice.
They did,
and one time was out without Ellie Butler, and so even Coach Herring was like, "Well, we beat them, but they didn't have their best player." But then they beat them when they did have their best player.
Right? Yeah.
So it'll be a tough ask. And that gym, I don't know if anybody's ever been up there, but it's a different thing. It feels like an airplane hangar, and they can in the stands.
Spaceship.
Yeah, the stands are. They start about 20 feet from the sidelines. And they can pull them back, and they can have 3 full courts. And that baby blue and yellow is it's kind of odd. I don't know. I think that teams can get comfortable in their own gyms, and then when they go to something that's vastly different, like I always think we play bad at Watertown to start the game because they have a lot of open space behind the buckets, and it's a big old barn.
Yeah.
And when we go to Tech, I always worry that we'll come out slow shooting. But, Cumberland County is going to be at home, and so they have an advantage. But one of my favorite victories ever was up there in 2019 when we took them down and we took Upperman down. But we beat Cumberland County on their own floor, and I think they had a missed basketball on their team. So
I think it was Emery Barragona. Was she the one that was there then, or was that
I think
before
Barragona
her?
was there, but I can't remember the girl's name. I don't think that was
that was probably before her.
Rodica Miller was the coach, and I think it was like her niece. Seems like her last name was Dishman or something like that.
Yeah, I remember who you're talking about. Yeah, that was overtime. That was a great win.
Oh, yeah.
For DeKalb County, and that's the last time that They beat Cumberland on their home court for sure. John, I'm going to ask you one more, and I'm going to turn these guys loose.
Uh-oh.
On the guys' side, Dallas Kirby, do you feel like I've been watching him the last few games? Is this the best basketball he's played on the high school level?
He's hot. I mean, he's Dallas, I don't understand when he shoots free throws. He's a pretty good free throw shooter, but his shot is such a line drive.
I said last night, I get nervous every time he shoots a free throw.
I know. I mean, he does. Apparently, he's always shot that way, and it's effective, and it works for him. He hit a couple of 3-pointers last night, I think, so he can shoot outside. I really feel like Dallas plays better when he's angry. I think I said the other night he's got a bee in his bonnet.
Yeah.
He can get feisty out there, which is hilarious because Dallas. I've known him for a long time. He used to come out to the Fearless Forecasters with his dad, and he would never say anything. I've had him in class. He's so quiet.
Yeah. I was about to say, where do you think he gets that from?
I don't know.
Must be the mailman.
But he gets out there and he gets ultra competitive. And if he gets a foul called on him that he doesn't think was right, or if he gets fouled and it's not called, or if someone's getting a little, I think he plays better. And I think his best is when he starts out top and heads to the basket at 100 miles an hour because he's 6'3", 6'4", and very athletic and can get up there. I don't think he's comfortable in close to the basket with his back to the basket making post moves because he can shoot the three. And if they're going to have any success next week, he's got to be hot. And Jordan Parker, who I thought played with a bee in his bonnet last night, he was taking it to the rack and seemed to want to go toe to toe with Cade Capps and. Caps was covering him a couple times. Of course, Cade Caps is fantastic. I think he had 36 last night. But Jordan and Dallas have the best opportunity to score big. Jordan's more at the basket. He's not much. He can shoot the three-pointer, but that's not where he doesn't take many three-pointers. I'd love if we could get Johnny Boy Hendricks hot again.
Yeah.
He's a streak shooter. He had 28 at Smith County earlier in the year. If we could get John going and those three, they could carry us a long way.
Kelly? First time. She's just speechless today.
She has been awesome today.
Topic, basketball right up her alley, and she just not a word to say edgewise. Looking at the girls next week, starting it off with them, what do you think they're going to have to do well if they're going to get the one?
Break the press, and they're going to have to get some defensive stops. Cumberland County's to a pretty good post player, and then the name of the point guard escapes me, but they got a good guard who can take it inside, and we're going to have to make some shots. We made 11 three-pointers last night. If we could get hot shooting, a couple weeks ago down at Warren County, Jordan Agee came off the bench and had 18, and I think she was 4 of 4 from three-point land. If Jordan can get hot and Melton can hit her shots and Avery can get her shots, there was a couple of moments last night where I feel like momentum was with us and the crowd was with us. I mean, they're just starving for something positive, know. And boy, it'd be nice if that dam broke and it all started flowing downhill and they just started scoring bucket after. I mean, it's going to take a heroic effort to beat Cumberland County, but that's why they play the game.
You talk about the press right away, and I was keeping track last night of how many times they were able to break the Stone Memorial's press, but Stone Memorial's press is nothing like a Cumberland County's press.
No. And I've seen other teams that know how to ratchet it up, and some teams just have like token pressure. I know Coach Herring will have Cumberland County ready to throw it to us. So,
looking at Parker, you've already talked about Kirby. John Hendricks, we mentioned him last night, and he needs to be that third component as far as this scoring trio. Coach Agee's got a difficult job because he doesn't know what he's going to get night in and night out. Is it going to be the Parker show? Is it going to be the Kirby show? Is Hendricks going to be available? What do you see this team doing?
Well, White County, I thought we looked good against White County the first game, and then we kind of fell apart in the third quarter, and we played them pretty good the second go-around. And then I think White County's gotten better, though. They're hot.
They are.
And Livingston beat us by 5 the first time, and I think they beat us by 14 when we played them up there. But that's another team we were right there with. We just I don't know what it is about layups, but we've had trouble making it some close baskets. We've missed a handful of those, but we're just going to take our shots, man. I mean, we got athletes. If we could get Elliott Barnes to start hitting some of those three-pointers, I think Duke, Seth Fusen, and Porter Hancock, they're not really looking at them to score in the double digits, although Duke was on his way to his best game ever at Warren County when he got injured, but he's tall and can get some putbacks. Mm-hmm. I mean, again, it's going to take a lot to beat White County or Livingston, whomever we get, and that's to be determined on Monday. But I think we can play with both of those teams. I mean, White County is led by Trip Pinion, and he's kind of an anomaly. He's a great high school basketball player that can't shoot the three, and he's a point guard.
Right.
And his free throws are kind of like Dallas's. They're a little odd. He's kind of rocks back. Whoa. Stepping on my own cord.
It's odd here too.
But he makes everybody on his team better. He can take it to the rack, and he can go up against bigger guys. He's so athletic. He's going to play wide receiver at Cumberland, and he was a great quarterback. He just, his brother is a sophomore, Tucker, and he's a good three-point shooter. But Tripp, even when he was a sophomore, he could penetrate. He draws the defense in, and he kicks it out to somebody who's open for a three. And he's got a couple of good three-point shooters on his team. So I think they go as he goes, And first time we played him, he got like 2 fouls, like in the first half, like before halfway through the second quarter. And I was like, oh, man, if he could pick up his third and we could slow him down.
Yeah.
And then I got punished because then Jordan Parker got 3 fouls and then 4 fouls.
Karma.
It was karma. And then Pinion, I think, finished with 3 fouls, whatever. But we were the ones that ended up with our point guard in foul trouble. But, if you could get that kind of scenario up there, that's also going to be at Cumberland County. Or Livingston, Livingston the other night, I got to sit on the second row there, and they got one. Everybody on our starting five is taller than everybody on their starting five except for the Carwile kid. Mm-hmm. And, I know we tried to post them up some. They got the Miller boys who are good shooters. I just like, how are they beating us? They're smaller than we are, but they're very quick, and they move the ball around. And then Rocco Carwile's just tough. He and Kirby, I think he's a little bit shorter than Dow. He's probably about 6'2", but they're just a tough team, and they have a lot of confidence. And so either one we get, it's going to be a tough challenge. But, hopefully Jordan Parker can stay out of foul trouble, because I think when he's off the floor, we struggle more. He's the good point guard leader on that squad. So we need Jordan to play well. Dallas and John will pitch in and play some defense. Then maybe we got a shot.
Tigers last night had a lot of success against Home Memorial with its half-court press. It really disrupted that offense, forced them to play faster and make mistakes. Are they built for that? Is that something that they can do for a prolonged period of time through a tournament?
He plays about 8 players. I think Barnes and Hancock are 6 and 7, and then Chase Young. If you're going to press a lot, the thing about Jordan Parker is he plays 110%. I mean, when he goes to get a drink of water, it's a full-out sprint. I don't know that he can play a whole game, because sometimes I've seen him where he just looks gassed. But if they're gonna do that, I don't know if they're deep enough to do that for a full game. But they've been running that 2-1-2 zone some and the man-to-man. And, some teams, when they first see that 2-1-2, they get a little – I mean, I've seen it knock them off their rhythm. But I don't know. I don't think they can go press for a full game. But, pitch it in there a little bit to throw them a wrinkle.
Yep.
What do you we've got these seniors this year that's really carried the load for us.
Yeah.
Who do you see coming up next year? Junior, sophomore, freshman? If you were to – somewhere to hold a gun to your head, who you think's the starting 5 next year?
Don't go shooting John, Casey. Come on now.
Well, John Hendricks and Logan Duke will be out there. And you got to figure Porter Hancock and Elliott Barnes and probably Chase Young. David Wheeler's been the 9-man. David was my neighbor for a long time, and I didn't realize he's taller than me now.
Yeah, he's been eating his spinach.
He was
mute button. Miss that mute button.
He's, I remember him when he's a little boy, and he's taller than he's probably 6'2", and his brother was about 6'2" or 6'3", and so he can shoot the three, and so he'll probably be in there. And I know there's a lot of freshmen on the team. I think that JT Summers has gotten in some games. JT plays football. I don't know. I have not seen him shoot a whole lot. He seems to be in there more for his athleticism on defense, hopefully to grab some rebounds. But I know Coach Agee believes in him, that he's a tough competitor. And then, he's got the kid that's 6'6", I think, Kingston Mills.
Yep.
He's kind of under development. They're trying to get him up and ready for varsity action. And Drew Cook, whose brother Dallas was a great ball player for DeKalb County, I know, and he's got some size. So, I don't know what's going on at the middle school as far as who's coming or the West school, but I've been impressed with Keith Hanna and Ben Driver. I haven't seen enough of Hartley Hanna to know, but Keith will be a junior next year, I think, and Hartley will be a sophomore. But I think, they're hoping Elliott Barnes, who Coach Agee told me he thought was the best shooter on the team. And when he's out there, I did a Tiger Talk with Parker and Elliott, and I was asking Jordan about Elliott. There's a senior talking about a freshman, and Jordan saying, we want Elliott to shoot. When he doesn't shoot, it makes us mad. We want him to shoot, and we want to encourage him to shoot. And I thought that was some good words from a senior to a freshman saying, we got confidence in you. And so, Elliott has shown flashes this year, and so hopefully he and Duke and John Hendricks. John Hendricks will probably be option number 1 on offense next year, but we'll see. We'll see what it brings. Who knows? Maybe a couple of 7-foot twins will move in here.
Yeah, we're all praying.
Kelly says we need an interstate through here to get more transfer portal commitments.
Yeah. I do have one request, though.
Yes.
As the VOT that you are.
Yeah.
By the way, you're official now. Mike Keith's gone, so there'll never be another voice of the Titans.
Yeah.
So you're the only VOT that I recognize in
Well,
Tennessee.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. As the VOT, I need you to start.
Can I get a tattoo that says Casey's VOT?
You can. In fact, I'll pay for that if you want to get that. So, as the VOT, I think you need to start incorporating John Hendricks' middle name into your calls. He's John Travis Hendricks.
Okay.
You got to call out the full John Travis Hendricks.
Yeah, there was a Ella Jane May last night for Stone Memorial, and I was putting her middle name in there. I said, she's got 3 first names.
I kept telling them all night, I'm like, I feel like there needs to be another. I didn't know about the middle name, but Ella May
Clampett.
Yeah.
That's what you should do. If you don't know somebody's last name, it's
Ella
Clampett.
May pitches it out to Jethro and she passes it to Granny.
They're all part of the Clampetts.
Well, Luke Willoughby and I have this little trick. When we call a high school football game, occasionally it's usually a kicker that runs out there and he's not on the roster.
No, that never happens.
And so we always make them a Bohannon. And so a couple of years ago, we said, Christopher Bohannon's out there to punt. And the next week, we played Warren County. And then the next week, we played Smith County. And lo and behold, their punter wasn't on the roster. And so we started this backstory where it was Chris Bohannon, and he was a missionary's kid, and the TSSAA said you can transfer all you want if your father was a missionary. And so every week it seemed like Chris Bohannon was punting against us. And it was just an inside joke, and Willoughby and I just laughed. Nobody else got it, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's all the inside jokes when you're calling games. People miss them, but we have a lot of fun with them.
If you're not having fun,
the PA announcer that will continue on the field for you now. He'll back you up from now on.
Trust me, we don't get paid enough doing these things to not have fun.
Paid? You get paid?
Paid. I'm going to look that up in the dictionary when I get home.
I'm just kidding. WJLE's been very good to me.
While we got you here, we do want to touch on a little golf because I'm looking forward to a big year next year. Chloe Boyd just got nominated for another big-time award as nominated for Fall Sports Player of the Year as part of the Middle Tennessee High School Sports Awards program. I know she's going to be coming back. And just with the new reclassification, what changes for you? And kind of give us the schedule for golf when you get the ball rolling and things like that.
I started as the golf coach in 2016, and that first year we were in small school. And then after that, we've been in big school.
Yeah.
And we've been pretty much the same district since 2017. Upperman joined us. And so I've been running around. They just divided all the public schools in Tennessee. The top half was big school. The bottom half was small school. So we were one of the smallest big schools. And we've been, we've been going against Cookeville in our own district, who's tough, Warren County. But then, Farragut, Brentwood, Germantown, all the big schools in the state were in our classification, or we were in theirs. And so they decided that they would go to a 1/3 would be big schools and the bottom 2/3 would be small school. And we are in a district of teams that I don't even think we were in the same district. We might have been in the same district back when I started, but Cannon County, Gordonsville, Macon County, Murfreesboro Central, Red Boiling Springs, Smith County, Watertown, and Westmoreland. And I haven't been in the same district with any of them, at least in 8 years.
Yeah.
And so
you may be the only team with a golf course in that entire district.
Well, I know Cannon County doesn't have a golf course in the county. Watertown,
theirs closed down, right?
Well, they played it. What was it called over there? It was the first year I played them over there. They had a cool Windtree, and but they actually started. They've had several golf coaches. One of them called me one time. Was like, "Hey, could we play our home matches at your course?" And we've been playing them at Cedar Crest, which is over there in Murfreesboro. Right. Smith County plays at Golden Eagle. Gordonsville, I'm not sure where
Smith County had their own little 9-hole.
It was kind of like ours, but it shut down, I think. And Macon County, I think's got a course. I don't know where Murfreesboro Central plays, but I've played Cannon County and Coach Burks every year many times. I mean, sometimes we've had a match and they've had a match and we've all been at Smithville, and so we just make it. So I've played them 2 or 3 times at least a year, and we played Watertown some, but I've never played Westmoreland, or I played Gordonsville once last year. I never got a chance to see Sophie Linder over there when she played, but I played Smith County a couple years ago. Macon County, I've seen them in tournament play. Like they always go to the state. They always have. I mean, they had a boy this year at Salma, Kentucky, who won the state, I think, as a freshman. And so Macon County, I expect Macon County to have a really good boys program. They've had a good girls program, but I think their best girl just graduated. And Murfreesboro Central has a great girls program. And so, we're going to try to compete with them. I think Murfreesboro Central girls have been at the state the last 2 years that we've been at the state. So our district is going to have good girls golf. I think two schools that made it to the big school state championship out of the 8 teams that made it, and we're in the same district in small school.
Wow.
And so as far as the schedule, I usually like to try to crank it up about when school gets out. Mm-hmm. We have some range days and play 9 holes, and then there's a 2-week dead period in there at the end of June, 1st of July, and then we'll crank it back up. And the first match is usually late July. The first day you can have a match. And it goes July to, if you go to the state, it's early October.
Yeah.
So, we'll get it cranked up. My kids, I know Chloe Boyd, she's probably hitting balls today under an umbrella.
No doubt.
And she is, everything she gets and does is all her. Her parents are very supportive of her. She works really hard. She's a great student. She's a lot of fun. She's got a great personality, and she's just a breath of fresh air. Mm-hmm. And everything she gets, though, she's putting the time in. When I was a kid, I was like, God, I want to be a good golfer. And then I was like,
hey,
I'm gonna play Nintendo.
I'm a good golfer on that.
Yeah, that's one thing to say, hey, I want to be the field goal kicker, and then you can't just walk out there and kick a 40-yard field goal.
I don't have the right type of shoes.
Yeah, these loafers. But she puts in a lot of time, and I'm just impressed with, I wish I could take more credit, but, I just tell her what time the tea time is and watch her go.
You can take all the credit you want. You're on this show. Take all the credit.
Well, she was nothing before she got to me.
Hey, I'm telling you, we have a state championship winning coach here, and you've got the potential to be one too. So let's not cut yourself short here.
Well, and I got a lot of great kids. Bradley Hale works really hard.
Yes, he does.
He takes his golf game really serious. Will Blair, Jameson Troncoso, Cooper Goodwin. Lord, Cooper. He loves to do time on the range. His favorite movie is Caddyshack. He wears, he's got head covers that say Bushwood Country Club. And
leave it to Scott.
Coop's always the first one to practice, and so we always have some time together. And he's an old soul. He loves Back to the Future and Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and he loves cassette tapes and. But anyway,
you have met his father, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I have met his father.
Just making sure.
Yeah. But those kids, I just love being with them. And I've said this before, I think, on this show, but have fun and make memories.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a Bobby Knight, let's go get him speech, you're looking at the wrong guy, brother.
Go get me a chair.
I think this fall, me and Coach are going to come right around the cart with you. We're going to broadcast some golf.
Oh.
Y'all will know what you're talking about, but I'm just going to have fun. So I can handle the having fun part.
I tell you what, when we came in second at the district and qualified for regions, for me as the coach, because we had been battling all year and we were kind of looked like we were in fourth. Like we were the fourth or fifth best team in the district, and we come in second.
Yeah.
I was pretty fired up. I had the hat on backwards and was giddy, and we were fist bumping and chest bumping, and the boys. It was a big day, and it happened to be on my birthday, and so I don't know. It was as far as exciting as you could get at golf. I was there.
Well, John, we're looking forward to the season, of course. I know we got some time to wait, but it'll be fun this fall, and you got some great kids. So we've talked to several of them on the show. We're just really looking forward to an outstanding season, and of course we're looking forward to this week with the district tournament, and hoping our Tigers and Lady Tigers can get out there and get some big wins. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Well, thank you for having me, and I know Chris Vance will agree with me. We're in the kid business. We invest in these kids, and it pays off every time. So it's just watching them grow and come into themselves, and the basketball team. It'd be great if they could come up with one big victory or two big victories in the district tournament. Yep. But thank you for having me, Tom.
Absolutely,
Chris and Casey.
Absolutely, John
Kelly.
Pryor.
Kelly, thank you, Kelly.
Kelly, John Pryor, the radio voice of DeKalb County High School Sports, joining us here. We got Chad Driver waiting in the wings. All that more to come. You're watching DC Blitz. We're presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise. But Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change a car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent is DeKalb County Insurance. Get a quote today at DeKalbInsurance.net.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. Go to ErieInsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
When closing on a new home or piece of property, you want the process to be as smooth as possible. For almost 20 years, DeKalb Title LLC has been helping new property owners in Smithville and DeKalb County through that process promptly and efficiently. As your trusted title expert and closing company, they believe buying or selling real estate should be a joyous occasion, and their team does everything possible to keep it that way. DeKalb Title works to make sure your transaction gets to the closing table and your new property is secure for years to come. Let DeKalb Title help you close and protect your residential, commercial, or new construction transaction today. Call 615-597-2303 or visit them online at DeKalbTitle.com.
As first-time home buyers, navigating the real estate market can be both exciting and daunting. At At Farmhouse Realty, we understand your unique needs and are dedicated to guiding you through the process with ease. With our extensive knowledge of DeKalb County and its surrounding areas, we can help you find your dream home or sell your existing property at the best possible price. Farmhouse Realty is committed to understanding your financial situation and goals, finding the perfect home that aligns with your lifestyle, negotiating the best terms for your purchase or sale, and being there for you every step of the way. Give us a call today at 615-597-FARM. That's 615-597-3276, or check out our listings at farmhouserealty.org. Farmhouse Realty. Let us help you achieve your real estate dreams.
Hey, Sam! Who said that? Cheryl? What are you doing up there?
My bank always leaves me up in the air. I'm still waiting for an answer. Oh, darn birds.
Well, switch to First Bank. They have fast local decision makers and the latest banking products and digital.
Whew, what a relief. I'll call First Bank. When I was up there, I saw a branch near me.
First Bank never leaves you hanging. Bank local. Get more. Member FDIC.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Smithville's brand new hair experience is the Hairloom, located at 107 West Main Street, in the heart of downtown. At the Hairloom, we believe that every client deserves exceptional service and personalized care. Whether you're looking for a fresh cut, a stunning color, or a rejuvenating facial, our experienced team of licensed barbers, cosmetologists, and estheticians is here to make your vision a reality. Step into our relaxing and friendly environment where you can unwind while we pamper you. Your comfort and satisfaction are our top priorities. Give us a call at 615-417-1081 or book your appointment online at thehairloom.com. Experience the hair journey you've been waiting for at the Hairloom, where your beauty blooms.
Impact Physical Therapy is a direct access, cash pay physical therapy clinic, which means your care is provided one-on-one by a doctor of physical therapy, tailored to you and your needs. Whether it be injury, performance, or generalized health improvements, a plan is developed to improve your overall health, mobility, and strength safely and without injury. Another benefit of direct access is if injury does occur, you can immediately seek out care for an evaluation and treatment, potentially that day or the next day, without having to wait for a doctor appointment. Impact Physical Therapy, located at 656 West Broad Street in Smithville, inside Vitality Fit. For an appointment, call or text 615-464-7479.
Need your medications? Johnny's Drugs has got you covered. At Johnny's Drugs, we make sure you get the prescriptions you need when you need them. No more waiting around like you do at those corporate pharmacies. Johnny's Drugs is all about friendly service and efficiency. Whether it's a quick refill or some advice on over-the-counter remedies, our knowledgeable staff is here to help you feel your best. Experience the warm, welcoming atmosphere that only a hometown pharmacy can provide. Johnny's Drugs, located at 516 West Main Street in Smithville, where friendly faces and efficient hometown service come together.
Kilgore's Restaurant, where great home cooking has been their passion since 1997. If you're looking for a delicious lunch, the hot bar at Kilgore's is served up daily with plenty of home-cooked choices. Tender meats paired with 2 or 3 of their signature sides, all served up hot and fresh. If you're in a hurry, call 615-215-8249 to place your to-go order. Hey, don't forget, Kilgore's isn't just about lunch. They are also open for dinner Monday through Friday. Kilgore's also offers catering for your special events. Come on down to Kilgore's Restaurant, where every meal feels like home. Open Monday through Thursday from 10 until 9, Friday from 10 until 10.
Just like the excitement of the big game, life is filled with unforgettable moments. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, we understand that when the final moment comes, you want to honor those moments with dignity and care. Whether you're celebrating a life well lived or finding solace in a time of grief, our compassionate staff is here to provide the support you need. Trust Love Cantrell Funeral Home to guide you through with respect and professionalism. Love Cantrell Funeral Home is a proud sponsor of DeKalb County Athletics through 3 generations. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, love is not only in our name, but also in our services.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb Sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
When it's time to attack those outdoor landscaping projects, you want to go into battle with the tools that will help you get the job done right the first time. After all, your time is precious. When you're ready to go on the offensive, let Southern Landscape Supply get you armed with the best landscaping tools on the market. Southern Landscape Supply is the home of Bad Boy mowers, tractors, UTVs, and handheld tools. Bad Boy, with their legendary reputation for strength, performance, and value. Hustler mowers, DeWalt, Red Max, and Echo handheld power tools, specialty turf equipment, and more. Plus, they offer the best parts and second-to-none customer service. Ready to attack your landscaping project? Prepare yourself with the best tools at the best value. Visit Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville, or online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
This is DC Blitz presented by DeKalb County Insurance. We are pleased to be joined this morning by the president of the DeKalb County T-Ball Coach Pitch and Girls Fast Pitch Softball League, Chad Driver. Chad, good morning.
Good morning. Good to be here.
I'm going to ask the toughest question right out of the gate. How in the world do you put up with Casey Midget on a day-to-day basis?
I send him upstairs. I stay downstairs. It's easy.
Do y'all put him up there all by himself pretty much?
Pretty much.
Isolated away from everybody?
No, they stick me with Cindy because they know I think they are trying to kill me, I think is what it is. So
his office door locks from the outside, so we can just...
You've seen Office Space, the movie Office Space. You need a basement and put him down there.
Wait, hold on a minute. Have you seen the movie Office Space?
I've seen Office Space. He's just now got me watching The Office. So
Okay.
These are the things we talk about at work.
I've not watched The Office, but Office Space is one of my favorite movies. And you need to put him down there with his red stapler and just let him be.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, what do you say you do here?
Wait, that was the wrong button.
We found the sound button.
We found the sound button, yeah. What is it? Yeah, we're going to need you to work on Sunday. Anyway, all right, let's get serious. Chad, I know the season's coming around pretty soon. Sign-ups, registration going on now. Let's start with that. If players want to get signed up, what do they need to do?
So we do all of our sign-ups now online through Sports Engine, but they can go to our Facebook page, DeKalb T-Ball, Coach Pitch, and Girls Fast Pitch Softball.
Okay.
The link is on there, leads you right through it. Just click on it. You go, the first time you sign in, you have to create an account.
Yeah.
If you've had kids play in the past, you just sign in and sign the kids up. It's real simple, real easy to use, user-friendly. If you have issues, then you can tell us on Facebook and we'll help you out. But most everybody's, it's pretty simple.
Okay, give us that one more time for the people about to miss it.
It is DeKalb T-Ball, Coach Pitch, and Girls Fast Pitch Facebook page.
Okay.
And then the link's right up top.
Right up top. Oh, so go to there. Any in-person sign-ups, or is it all online?
We're not doing any in-person sign-ups. We did last year, and most people had signed up online.
Sure.
So I think we had one or two show up.
Yeah.
So this year we've just online. But again, if you need help, we can get you there.
It's just pretty much easier to do everything online regarding that nowadays.
It is, and it's a lot easier for us. This system just puts everything together, sorts the kids by age group, and makes tryouts and everything a whole lot easier.
So far, do you have any idea how many you've had to sign up, and do you have a kind of a guesstimate of what you're looking towards in terms of total numbers of sign-ups?
I don't remember exactly what we had last year. I know T-ball is usually our biggest. We had over 70, so had 7 teams with at least 10 on them last year. The coach pitch, I think we had 4 or 5 teams, and then that's the co-ed coach pitch.
Right.
Then older girls, 7 to 9 coach pitch, we had several teams. So, we have over, I don't even remember the number, to be honest with you.
No, that's fine.
But we do. I mean, it's a big league. Like I say, I know T-ball is always the biggest, so that brings out more parents and grandparents too. Everybody loves to see that.
Absolutely. And we had Mark Pritchard on a couple of weeks ago. We sort of touched on this, but I want to get back into the age groups and who plays where, because if you're a parent and your kid's never played any kind of ball, you may not know where they would end up playing. Can you help us out with some info on that?
Yep. So we have a 4 to 5 year old T-ball league, just strictly T-ball.
Right.
They hit off tee, and then you have to be 4. And then after that, we have a 5 to 6 year old co-ed coach pitch. So the 5-year-old overlaps there. If you can play your 5-year-old up in the coach pitch if you want to, or they can play down straight T-ball.
Sure.
In that 5 to 6 year old league, it is coach pitch, but we do allow, if the kids strike out, then we bring the tee out and give them one hit off the tee, so they get a chance to still hit and play and run bases and do that. After that, we have the 7 to 9 year old, and then we just move to straight girls. The boys go over to the baseball, and we're all girls, 7 to 9 year old, and that's a coach pitch league. That league is a lot of fun. Girls are starting to hit the moving ball, and most of them can figure it out and get a lot of action there. Then we have 10 to 12 year old girl kid pitch. So we do have enough pitchers that we can do that. That's always been a hard thing, but we have enough there. And then later in the season, we start a 13 to 17 year old girl league. Last year we had 3 teams in that. So that's pretty fun. That's a lot of fun for the older girls.
How much interest are you seeing in the girls in that league as far as, and I don't want to necessarily say numbers, but is that something you're seeing that's growing?
It is. We've, the past few years, it seemed like it was down a little, but the past couple of years, we've seen our numbers pick up some. Had more teams, some more interest. So hopefully we're pushing some things out there, trying to make things a little nicer, get kids a little more interested, doing some different things to hopefully bring them out. And so far, it's working. We're getting a few extra players, so
that's good. When does the season get underway, and when does it kind of run?
So sign-ups, we plan to shut that off at the end of February.
Okay.
We've got tryouts on March the 8th, and then usually the season. Last year we started the season in the middle of April.
Okay.
So that's hopefully we're around that same timeline this year.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Talking about your coach pitch league, do the girls come in knowing how to pitch? Do they have coaches? Does the league have a pitching coach that kind of works with these girls? Because I know that's a very young age to start working. Well, I've got my pitching coach. I'm 9 years old.
Well, at 9, we're still doing coach pitch, but the 10-year-olds, they do kid pitch. And 2 years ago, we didn't have the pitching, so we used a machine part of the time. And we had some mixed feedback there, but really we did it because we didn't have the pitching. And there's nothing more boring than sitting there just walking, and then the pitcher gets discouraged, the hitters get discouraged, everybody loses interest. So we did incorporate a machine that year. Last year we had pitchers. A lot of it due to Mark and the Lady Rangers. Those girls had been training all year, so we had some extra pitching. We feel like this year we'll have pitching. A lot of them do take their own private lessons. We have talked about trying to get some people to come in and practice with some of the girls during league play, during some practices that are interested in it. So that's something we've looked into. We didn't do it last year, but because we had plenty of pitching. As it goes, that may be something that we have to do because, I played baseball growing up. I know how to throw it overhanded. I can't teach underhanded. So when I coach a team, I'm lost on that. I can teach you to field a ground ball, but not pitch.
Are your coaches primarily parents of players? Do they come from the outside? And how does someone go about being a coach?
We do. On the sign-up thing, it asks if you're interested in being a coach. So we get that information. And then we have a lot of people from the community that'll reach out to me or a board member and say, hey, I want to coach, put me on your list. I have a list at my office, so I keep up with who wants to be who was last year. And then we've been fortunate to have enough to say they want to, or we hadn't just had to go out and ask. But we're not above going and asking if we have to.
In between segments, Kelly told me that she wants to be on that list to coach the 5 and 7 5-year-old girls. She wants that age group.
We've got her. Doesn't need her. She's down. We got
it. All right.
Yeah. Kelly, do you disagree with that? All right. We're good.
She's on the word. She's good.
Casey, I know you got he's sitting there. And
I had a few questions.
I might record
this. This is the part. He's already told me he's going to try to trip me up. So, this might get off the rails. You got that dump button?
Yeah, we'll have to.
There we go.
Yeah, that one. Keep that ready. Chad.
Mute his first question.
Chadwick. Which would. Chad. Okay.
Most people just go with Chad, but hey, this is your show, Casey.
Okay.
Man.
I'm going to play this year, and my kid's cousin's neighbor, we're the only transportation for that kid. Can we be on the same team?
So, obviously, siblings are on the same team. That's a given. We try to stop it there. Because it can get in, we don't want to get in a situation where we got a bunch of stacked teams. So that can happen in that situation. So we will work with people as much as we can, but we're going to try to keep it. Siblings are on the same team. Beyond that, let's try out. Let's pick a team. And I like to tell people in those situations, you can guarantee who is on your team by coaching. You get to pick your own team.
There you go.
If you need those situations, then come coach with us, and we'll help you out.
Okay, well, that was much more professional than I was expecting. So I'll go on to number 2. Yeah. Will I need a bat to play in your league?
No, you need a tennis racket.
Yeah. Bring your golf clubs, and you do not have to have your own bats. We'll make sure you got a bat to hit with.
What about a glove?
Probably going to need a glove. We can't fulfill everybody's gloves, but if you're a kid out there and you don't have a glove, do not let that stop you from signing up. We'll make it work. So come on out, Casey. We'll hook you up.
Well, gonna have to dig a little deeper here. Okay,
I was up all morning preparing for this.
He's not going to answer this one.
He got up like Rocky today. He ran 7 miles and drank some eggs. He's ready for you, Casey.
You got to keep in mind, I was a president of the league too, so I'm just going back to all the questions I was asked at some point. So, Chad Lee, what color uniform will my kid be?
Whatever your coach picks. And if you want to pick that, you can coach.
Do you know what days I'll be practicing?
Whatever your coach picks.
Serious on that part, as far as your different teams, and I know you're limited on fields and space, how is it determined? Do they get a certain amount of time a week on a given field for practice, and how does that work?
We do. We have the 2 fields and we work with the coaches, and we get them to tell us what time is best for you. We try to work around as much as we can with them. Of course, we got limited space, limited time, but some coaches are better practicing later, so they're fine going with that. But we do have a practice schedule. We have the 2 fields. Seth that runs Bill Page, he's usually been really great about letting us come over there and practice some if we need to. Some coaches have places that they can practice on their own. So we do have a practice schedule they come up with every year, but we try to accommodate what that coach needs to make it work best for his team.
Casey, I'm sorry to interrupt. Kelly just messaged me that one, so I was going to ask that.
Yes, I get it. I don't know. Chad's kind of took the whole fun out of it. I forgot.
He's ruined your day.
I forgot.
We're going to send you back up to your office now, Casey.
I forgot how professional he is and how good he is at everything.
I have a question. If you were absolutely desperate to have one more coach, would you let Casey Midget coach your team?
No, he wouldn't. I can guarantee. I'll answer that.
We'll let Casey answer that.
Yeah, that would be drunk kidnap Casey. That was,
and get back in kind of all seriousness. I know you need coaches and anybody out there, especially if they played the game, because we want to teach them the right way. And of course, anybody who wants to volunteer and help out. I know, Chad, there's so many capacities that people can serve in, right?
Absolutely, we do. As far as going back to the coaches, a couple years ago, we did say there's a lot of people in this town that have kids that play that played growing up. They know how to play. They know how to coach. So we have went to some of those people and just said, help us out. You know what you're doing. You know how to do this. Come coach with us. It's fun. Once you get into it, it sounds scary, but it is really a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Casey may not say that, but he had fun doing it as well. But if you don't want to coach, we're always looking for help. Volunteers. Sure. We've the past couple years been really fortunate to have some great help out here at the fields. Mm-hmm. Last year, we had Bobby Washer that had retired from work, and he said he would help us get fields ready every day. So we just show up, and it's like magic. The fields fantastic. Are worked up, and the lines are chalked, and we have a girl that runs the concession stand for us. We get there, and the burgers are going, and so we do have a lot of people that help, and it's been my experience so far as league president that there's a lot of people in the community that, if you try to make it nice and try to do things for kids, they'll come out and help. They'll support you.
I'll say this. I've been around youth sports for a lot of years now, a lot of years. Involved. I'm talking about very involved with them. And that league you've got out there with that bunch of people, including you, that's running, is the most well-run league I have ever seen since 15 years now of fooling with it. But just the level of professionalism that y'all all have and the commitment level, my goodness, somebody's out there every day, even during the winter, half the time.
They say that starts at the top with the league president.
Well, I'm trying to make you look. What I was getting at is you have some mystical powers that you might need to pass along to somebody.
No, I don't. I tell you, when we were looking for a league president, I was on the board, and a couple of them asked me if I would do it, and I said, I'll only do it if you guys stay on, and because we work well together, mm-hmm. and I can delegate whatever I want. So that, but in all seriousness, the board is, we've had a couple that rolled off this year. So, but everything we've done last year, we were putting up new bleachers, and we redone the fields completely, brought in all new dirt that, we would joke around and call it fairy dust, because as much as it's rained right now, you can walk on it right this minute and mud will not get on your shoes.
Wow.
It's crazy.
So it's, and all of that was, because the board made a commitment, and, Mark Pritchard was big in that. He found the dirt, and we laughed because he called the company and said, was asking them all these questions. And the guy finally just said, well, we sell this stuff to the Atlanta Braves, and if it's good enough for them, it's probably good enough for you.
Yeah.
And it has been. So, we don't have last year very few rainouts. And we're trying to make it nice, trying to do things. And it's not me. It's, all the board and the people that have committed to step up and help out. And that's what's made it great so far. And we've got plans. We want to do some better things. We were hoping to have the backstop replaced on the top field this year with all new block and a new net, and haven't had that done yet, but we're still working on that. Also hope to put in a new batting cage. So at practice times, that would allow an extra place for teams to go do hitting practice and warm up before games and things. So we have some ideas. We have some plans. It's just getting it all together and
takes time.
Making it work.
Takes time, takes money, takes help.
It does. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, we want to thank you, and you say it's not me. I know nobody ever wants to take the credit, but it is you, and it's your board, and it's all these people, the volunteers in the community that come together, the people who volunteer the coach, to take the time to bring their kids to practices. Chris, we know we've seen this for years. It really does take a village. It takes a lot of people.
It really does. And normally what happens is you get a parent who kind of gets shanghaied into being the president, and that's how you get your board. But you can really tell the ones that are dedicated are the ones that are still doing this beyond kids, and they just love it, and they're invested in the kids and the community and the sport, and just hats off. Y'all are doing a fabulous job.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And we'll take more Bobby Washers, people that if you retired and want something to do, we'll find you something to do.
Call me.
Yeah,
I'm at First Bank. We will take all the help we can get.
Chad Driver's been our guest today, president of DeKalb T-Ball, Coach Pitch, and the girls Fast Pitch Softball. Don't forget you can register online. Go to their Facebook page and get registered now before the end of the month. Tryouts coming up on March 8th. Chad, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
No problem. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, we come back. We're going to replay our Albert Haynesworth interview, and we will have the announcement of this week's Good Health Family Clinic Student Athlete of the Week. This is DC Blitz, and we're presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
Teamwork, accountability, honesty, showing respect, dependability. These are all qualities that I began learning as an athlete growing up in DeKalb County. Hi, this is Tennessee Assistant Golf Coach Payne Denman. Whenever you're looking for a teammate that has your back, look no farther than my friend Grant James and the team at DeKalb County Insurance. They can help out with all your business, auto, home, life, or Medicare insurance needs. Give them a call today at 615-597-0660 or visit them at www.dekabinsurance.net. Tell them I sent you, and as always, go Vols.
When closing on a new home or piece of property, you want the process to be as smooth as possible. For almost 20 years, DeKalb Title LLC has been helping new property owners in Smithville and DeKalb County through that process promptly and efficiently. As your trusted title expert and closing company, they believe buying or selling real estate should be a joyous occasion, and their team does everything possible to keep it that way. DeKalb Title works to make sure your transaction gets to the closing table and your new property is secure for years to come. Let DeKalb Title help you close and protect your residential, commercial, or new construction transaction today. Call 615-597-2303 or visit them online at DeKalbTitle.com.
As first-time home buyers, navigating the real estate market can be both exciting and daunting. At Farmhouse Realty, we understand your unique needs and are dedicated to guiding you through the process with ease. With our extensive knowledge of DeKalb County and its surrounding areas, we can help you find your dream home or sell your existing property at the best possible price. Farmhouse Realty is committed to understanding your financial situation and goals, finding the perfect home that aligns with your lifestyle, negotiating the best terms for your purchase or sale, and being there for you every step of the way. Give us a call today at 615-597-FARM. That's 615-597-3276, or check out our listings at farmhouserealty.org. Farmhouse Realty. Let us help you achieve your real estate dreams.
Hey, Sam! Who said that? Cheryl? What are you doing up there?
My bank always leaves me up in the air. I'm still waiting for an answer. Oh, darn birds.
Well, switch to First Bank. They have fast local decision makers and the latest banking products and digital.
Whew, what a relief. I'll call First Bank. When I was up there, I saw a branch near me.
First Bank never leaves you hanging. Bank local. Get more. Member FDIC.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Smithville's brand new hair experience is the Hairloom, located at 107 West Main Street, in the heart of downtown. At the Hairloom, we believe that every client deserves exceptional service and personalized care. Whether you're looking for a fresh cut, a stunning color, or a rejuvenating facial, our experienced team of licensed barbers, cosmetologists, and estheticians is here to make your vision a reality. Step into our relaxing and friendly environment where you can unwind while we pamper you. Your comfort and satisfaction are our top priorities. Give us a call at 615-417-1081 or book your appointment online at thehairloom.com. Experience the hair journey you've been waiting for at the Hairloom, where your beauty blooms.
Impact Physical Therapy is a direct access, cash pay physical therapy clinic, which means your care is provided one-on-one by a doctor of physical therapy, tailored to you and your needs. Whether it be injury, performance, or generalized health improvements, a plan is developed to improve your overall health, mobility, and strength safely and without injury. Another benefit of direct access is if injury does occur, you can immediately seek out care for an evaluation and treatment, potentially that day or the next day, without having to wait for a doctor appointment. Impact Physical Therapy, located at 656 West Broad Street in Smithville, inside Vitality Fit. For an appointment, call or text 615-464-7479.
Do you ever get tired of long waits at the corporate pharmacy? Well, let me introduce you to your hometown hero, Johnny's Drugs. Located at 516 West Main Street in Smithville, Johnny's Drugs is all about friendly service and efficiency. Our team knows your name and understands your needs because we're not just a pharmacy, we're your neighbors. Experience the warm, welcoming atmosphere that only a hometown pharmacy can provide. Johnny's Drugs, where friendly faces and efficient hometown service come together.
When you've been in business for over a quarter century, you know you're doing something right. And they've been doing things right at Kilgore's Restaurant since 1997. When you ask people around town about the best place to eat, you can bet the name Kilgore's will be mentioned. From their amazing chicken to juicy steaks, fresh fish, succulent shrimp, hearty burgers, or flavorful pork chops, Kilgore's has something for everyone. Don't forget their hot bar at lunchtime, Mondays through Fridays, then bring the family back for dinner. They are open from 10 until 9 Mondays through Thursdays and 10 until 10 on Fridays. If you're on the go, you can phone in your order at 615-215-8249, then pick it up at their convenient drive-through window. Come on down to Kilgore's Restaurant, where every meal feels like home.
At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, we understand that this life is a journey filled with highs and lows. Just as every game has its final whistle, so too does every life have its final moment. When that time comes, Love Cantrell Funeral Home would love the opportunity to earn your trust. We provide compassionate care and professional services to fit your family's financial needs. Whether you're celebrating a life well lived or finding comfort in the time of sudden loss, we're here to support you every step of the way. Love Cantrell Funeral Home has been a proud sponsor of all DeKalb County athletics for over 65 years. Love Cantrell Funeral Home, where love is not only in our name, but also in our services.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
Bad Boy Mowers' legendary reputation for strength, performance, and value is now available with Bad Boy tractors. From mid-size to subcompact models powered by 22 to 35 horsepower water-cooled diesel engines, your tractor work just got real easy. On the farm, the ranch, or even around the house, Bad Boy tractors deliver power and durability all day, every day. Bad Boy tractors work with an attitude. Find your big boy tractor at Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville. Visit them online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
We're back on DC Blitz. We're presented by DeKalb County Insurance. Last Sunday, we had a Super Bowl edition of DC Blitz, and Coach, we had a lot of fun. I enjoyed it over at Caddy Shack.
We did. The environment was really cool. We had the golf bays going on. We had a basketball behind us as we were doing part of our show. We was able to keep up with the Lady Vols and them ugly Tigers from down there, wherever they are from. And then, of course, Albert Haynesworth, and had a lot of great guests on. A good show, nice show.
It was a lot of fun. Now, of course, Albert had something come up early in the day, was supposed to be with us a little after 2 o'clock. It ended up being halftime of the game before we had a chance to sit down and talk to him. And a lot of folks missed that because they were watching halftime, the halftime performance by Kendrick Lamar. So this morning we're going to play back that interview Coach and I had with Albert Haynesworth. So if you missed that and you hadn't had a chance to go back and watch it online, we're going to share that with you now. Then we're going to come back and announce this week's Good Health Family Clinic Student Athlete of the Week. So enjoy this conversation with former Tennessee Titan and Tennessee Volunteer, Albert Haynesworth. I'm a fan. You're a former athlete, former player. How do you watch the game of football? What do you look for?
Well, I mean, of course, I'm looking at the offensive line and the defensive line to play. Where their sacks were coming from, that the Eagles were getting, it was things that I did for the Titans. So it was a lot of the defenses or the fronts that we used that got the pressure. It's very hard to block when you have 4 guys and it's not a blitz. You got 4 guys that run in different games. And my friend, she was asking me if it's going to be able to stop that. I was like, not really. I said, the only thing they can kind of really do is maybe bringing it back to chip, but then that's going to be super hard for the back to chip a offense line. I mean, to chip a defensive lineman like a defensive tackle, because most of them they're going to be bullying the offensive tackle, and the end is going to be wrapping around. So that running back is going to have to be very patient to be able to see where.
So you're still watching this as a defensive lineman, as you're watching film, preparing for a game, not necessarily watching as a spectator trying to enjoy the game.
Well, I mean, I am enjoying the game. I'm loving that the defensive line is winning. So, I'm loving that also the Eagles are winning so far.
Best of both worlds, for sure.
Yeah.
So I take it you're pulling for the Eagles.
Hey, I'd say anybody but the Chiefs. So yes, I'm pulling for the Eagles.
They always say that there's holding on every play, and you playing in the trenches all the years you did. Is that true?
Yeah, that's absolutely true. There was a lot of them. A lot of things that the offense or the refs didn't call because they were running kind of their stripes are a little burgundy and white,
Yeah.
So I mean, there's things that they definitely missed, and then they called a couple things against the Eagles that it's not a big deal,
Sure.
So it's a little double-sided, but it doesn't matter right now. The Eagles are winning.
Albert, what did you enjoy most about playing the game of football, and what did you miss most once your NFL career was over?
Say that again?
What did you enjoy most about playing the game? What were some things that you look forward to? I won't say practice, I guess maybe more so game day, but what really stood out that you really enjoyed, and what was maybe the biggest thing you missed once your playing days were over?
Honestly, I enjoyed practice because the way we practice, with the Titans, you really just break it down into the game. So, you can ask any of my old teammates with the Titans. Like I brought it like it was a game. Mm-hmm. So like you're getting better. I'm making them better. And so when they go to Sunday, our offensive line, when they go to Sunday playing somebody, it's not as hard. So I honestly loved practice. I mean, it was definitely a good time for me. And as far as just the competition, and I miss, but as you get older, there's different ways you can, replace that competition as far as the physical part.
Yeah. Now, this guy, Lucas Phillips, we've watched him grow up. We've known him a long time. How'd you get to be friends? We kind of got his story, his side of it. I want to get your side. How did you get to be friends with this guy?
I don't know. Honestly, I can't remember just the time, but I just remember us hanging out. I mean, Lucas is just super chill, cool. Not like he's never treating me like, hey, this is Albert Haynesworth, or this is my friend Albert Haynesworth. He was just like, yeah, what's going on? You hanging out or whatever. So I would call him and we'd just go hang out. Down Nashville. Yeah.
You told pretty much the same story he did.
Yeah, pretty close.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. Coach.
When you were at UT, what was one of your fondest memories?
Playing against South Carolina. Anytime, because I'm from South Carolina, so it was always beating South Carolina. It was a big moment, because the stuff that I went through in high school or at the end, once I decided I was going to University of Tennessee, and the things that they tried to do to me, as far as like the head coach, the school. I mean, they tried to suspend me. It was just a bunch of stuff because I refused to take a visit to South Carolina.
What are your personal thoughts on these NIL deals and how that's changing college athletics?
I think it's great, but it needs to be wrangled in. Right now, it's kind of the wild, wild west. Mm-hmm. And once they learn how to structure it, I think it's going to be a good thing. Because everybody's saying, "Oh, you're getting your education paid for." I said, "Well, that education's paid for in the first quarter of the first game that we ever play." So what about everything else?
Yeah,
I mean, I think these guys should be able to make some money because the school is making a ton of money. So why shouldn't they? They're putting their lives and bodies on the line, and the NFL is not guaranteed, so they shouldn't be able to make some money. But I think right now it's a little wild and crazy, and I think they need to really learn how to structure it, and it's going to be good.
Tom, I think you started to ask this and then backed off of it. What is it that you miss the most about playing football?
I'd say I don't think I really miss it anymore. It's very hard on your body. I mean, it was definitely fun, but now I'm at a chapter. I mean, at a time in my life where it's, there's different things that I want to accomplish. So, I had a great time on the field. Some not so great, but now I was trying to move on.
DC Blitz special segment here with Albert Haynesworth, halftime of the Super Bowl. We're honored to have him, former University of Tennessee star and Tennessee Titan. When you got drafted by the Titans, I believe it was 2002, were you excited about staying in the state of Tennessee and going to the Titans, or was there somebody else you kind of hoped would have drafted you?
No, I wasn't looking forward to any team, but it was good to stay in the state.
Sure.
At that moment, it was a little nerve-wracking. Even it's a whole different team, whole different system, whole different city. So it was still nerve-wracking. And then my first year, a little nerve-wracking. But, as time went on and it's being real close to Knoxville, it was good. I got used to it, and I got, used to my teammates because I got all new teammates and coaches. So once I got used to it, it became pretty good.
We've asked some of the student athletes that were here with us today who moved on to the collegiate level, the biggest change between high school and college. Going from college to the professional ranks has to be a big jump, big difference. What maybe was the biggest adjustment you had to make going from that level of college ball to the NFL?
I mean, of course, you got talent, but it was more about the details of the game. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing as far as, from going from college to NFL, and then from going, from being in the NFL to being a elite NFL player. It's
sure.
It's the details in the game. Because, I could, my first year from going from, UT to Titans, I felt like I had more talent. I was more powerful. I was faster than a lot of our offensive linemen.
Yeah.
But still, it's I couldn't break away to get a sack or a tackle for loss. They just had that little details. They had those little secrets of, how to stop you for just be good enough.
Right.
So once you learn that, that game slows down. Once you learn that little ability, your game can take off.
Those days you played at Tennessee, Haynesworth, Henderson, I mean, just what a defense, and you guys were right in the middle of all that. John Henderson, did you form a relationship with him? I mean, you almost couldn't say one name without the other, and is that somebody you still stay in contact with?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I talked to Joe, I call him Joe, but I talked to John a lot. I mean, we probably once a month or something like that, we would talk, but yeah, I mean, we're definitely still good friends. He's definitely my big bro. I felt like we were the best defense line combo ever in college football.
When you look at favorite teammates over the years, you played with a lot of great players. I'm wearing a jersey of one guy that was one of the toughest quarterbacks that I can recall in my lifetime. Who were some of your favorite teammates, guys that you really had a lot of respect for and formed good bonds with over the years?
Well, mostly, on my defensive line, of course, you got Javon Curse, you got Robert Smith, you got Randy Starks, you got Tony Brown, you got Kyle Vanderposh, and then also still my my brother today that I talk to him all the time is Keith Bullock.
Yeah.
So those guys are like probably my closest, and then of course like Brad Hopkins, who is a great, completely underrated but great offensive tackle, undersized.
Yep.
He's he was like a big brother to me too, and also. Me and Zach used to hate each other, Zach Hiller, but now he's like one of my good friends. Trying to think, like my time there, like I was a young guy, so I didn't really talk too much to Steve.
Yeah.
But then, Eddie now, as I got older, I talk to Eddie and I go out to TSU for some of his practices and things like that, try to help some of the guys.
Jim Washburn was a tremendous defensive line guy, and a lot of people talked about how great he was over the years, but how tough he was. Did you have a good relationship with him? How tough was he, and how did he help mold your professional game on the defensive line?
Oh, me and Wash, great. I love him to death. I still talk to him, whenever I can. He helped me a lot. He just kind of just unplugged me from like just being one of those guys, And it just it's the attitude, like when you play on defense line, it's the attitude and the way he taught a lot of guys. And that's why they excelled. And with me and him, we just click.
Sure.
In a crazy, wild way, we just clicked, and I mean, he just pushed me to become one of the best ones.
Lucas, I'm going to come back to you. You've got to be friends with this guy, and I love the relationship you guys have. You're friends. Again, you don't look at him like, hey, this is my friend Albert Haynesworth. When you talk about this guy being your friend, what would you say to somebody about this guy that really stands out in your friendship, that you really admire about him?
Genuine. He's been very genuine in our friendship, and I think that is because we are friends, on a genuine level.
Yeah.
It's always just kind of been any way he can help me out, any way I can help him out, we do that, and really we just kind of hang, so.
Yeah.
It's just kind of been, since day one, it's kind of been real.
Yeah.
Well, Albert, we'll wrap it up with this. I know the game's about to get started back, and we want you to enjoy that and enjoy your time here in Smithville. How in the world you found Smithville, Tennessee? I have no clue, but we're glad you're here.
It took him a while. It took him a while.
GPS can take you some really weird places, but what are you doing these days? What are some things you're involved in, and do you still have any kind of attachment to the game of football? Do you do any kind of coaching or any kind of involvement at all with the game?
Not yet as far as with the game of football. I work more to be on the business side of it. But today, one thing I like to do is learning how to give back to the community through different ways. So sure. I was telling Lucas how he started and, invited me up to see his new place, Caddy Shack. And so I came up and I was showing him, I was like, hey man, there's things I could do through merchant processing, a way of giving back. Because that business is very, very dirty. Mm-hmm. But me, I want to partner with my friends and my clients and show them how about giving back to their business, to the community, or however they decide to do it. That's kind of one of the things I love about it. So just opening new doors, and then once I get into the business, in a business world of the sports and football and things like that, you're going to see on a very big scale of, kind of what I created.
That's awesome, man. Do you play golf?
No.
Watching these guys, I don't think they do either. But Albert Haynesworth has been our very special guest, and of course Lucas Phillips, the owner here at Caddy Shack. All right, had a great time with Albert Haynesworth, and I'm sad Casey wasn't there to ask him a question, because I just know, Casey would have asked him something that, might have got him fired up.
A few that he had talked about with us that were kind of grayish area, kind of stuff that maybe better kept on.
I also wanted to mention, I grew up a Redskins fan, and he signed that big contract with the Redskins, and I thought if he had to leave my primary team, he could go to my other team, and of course, the Redskins were so dysfunctional at that time that just about anybody went to Washington fell off the face of the earth. But we didn't get to ask him. He had, I think, 6 games with New England, played with Brady and Belichick. A lot of things we could have talked about. Maybe we'll get him on again sometime. But I just found it very interesting, just some of the topics that we were able to touch on. And, you were talking about just all the things that Albert's been part of. And, of course, his friendship with Lucas, I find that to be fascinating as well.
Very impressed. Like I said, did not know what to expect coming in. We profile these athletes and what we think they may be now, and retired athletes, but he looked like he was in really good shape, and like I said earlier, very articulate.
I want to get him on. I want to see him on that golf simulator, but man, I don't know. He might have knocked a ball through that wall. He's a big, strong guy, man. But we appreciate Lucas Phillips for putting together the big Super Bowl party, and Albert Haynesworth for sitting down. And I'm disappointed Jordan Atdip didn't show up today. I was waiting for brisket on a biscuit.
We ate good last week.
Oh, we did.
We ate good.
It's Jude's Traveling Food. We're going to throw them a free plug out because Jordan was very good to us. Let us sample a lot of the goodies last week. And if you see Jude's around town, I think he took this past week off because he's been so busy, but he's going to be back up and around this week doing lunch and stuff. What's that? Monday. Okay, Daniel's telling me Monday he'll be back out with the truck if it doesn't rain or snow or whatever. I guess so. The weather's supposed to be kind of wacky for the next few days. But check out Jude's Traveling Food and support Jordan Atnip because that stuff is good. That was some really good food.
It was good.
Absolutely. All right. Before we wrap it up, we got to reveal this week's Good Health Family Clinic Student Athlete of the Week. We had 2 nominees. Of course, we're down to just high school basketball, boys and girls this week, and our 2 nominees, both seniors, Avery Agee of the DeKalb County Lady Tiger basketball team and Dallas Kirby of the DeKalb County Tiger basketball team. One of them won the popular vote, we'll call it. One of them won the panel vote. And I just decided to make an executive decision. I'm going to executive order here, if you will, and we're going to have co-winners this week. And,
do you have to consult the Tobits when you decide to?
No,
you just do.
No, I
like it.
Yeah, I mean, if I do something wrong, Amy will let me know. Trust me. But no, they have been super supportive, and they sponsor the award each week, Good Health Family Clinic, and we really appreciate that so much. And even when we've done co-winners, they've taken care of that. We appreciate that. But when I looked at it, Avery, what she's meant to this Lady Tiger basketball team, this program, and I know we do it on a week-to-week basis. It's not a career award or a season award, but, Avery goes out there and is it's guts, blood and guts. Every night she plays, and we talked earlier about how she's been focused on by defenses pretty much every team they played this year. And, she's not scoring 15 or 20 points a night. It's hard to do that when you've got defenders in your hip pocket constantly. But she's just an exemplary leader on the court. She loves the game of basketball. She's worked hard at the game of basketball for a lot of years now. And then you look at Dallas, and we've talked about just how great he's been playing of late. I mean, I think he really has turned a corner. He's led the team in scoring for the last 8 games. Playing, I still say, his best basketball of his career. And, Coach, when I looked at it all, I just had to say, you know what? There's not one that deserves it this week over the other. Both of them really stand out.
Good choice. Good decision. I'm proud of you.
So, thank you.
Step out on that limb and pull that trigger.
It better be a big limb. I just want to, look at both cases, and I thought, we got to have co-winners this week. So congratulations, both Avery Agee and Dallas Kirby, our this is going to be hard for me to say all at once, Good Health Family Clinic Student Athletes of the Week. Whew, that's about as bad as Mallory Finksler's State Farm Insurance three-pointer, all those tongue twisters that we got. We do want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank DeKalb County Insurance. Grant James, I've said this many times before, but he's been on board with DC Blitz since before DC Blitz ever had a show out. He bought in with us and has just had a great relationship with us. We've both known Grant a long time.
We need to get back to Grant. It's been a minute since we've sat down with.
He's been busy. I know he's been moving, and this is a busy time of year with the tax season and all that. And Grant's had a lot on his plate. Of course, a family man, and wife and kids and all that. So his time's limited, but we will get back with him very soon. And we want to thank DeKalb County Insurance and all of our sponsors. A couple of the sponsors that we had They decided to take a partial season, but when we went back to them to see if they wanted to finish out the season, they happily jumped on board. And we've had great support from the community. And as I've said all this time, we've tried to keep our advertising to where anybody can sponsor small businesses. We have a lot of great small businesses here in Smithville and DeKalb County. We're not trying to get rich. We're just trying to pay overhead and improve our product. If we're able to do that, then we're very happy. So we've been able to offer a product that people can sponsor without breaking the budget. And we appreciate everybody that's come on board and helping out with DC Blitz. Coach, we get out in the community. We hear people talking about it. They saw us this. We appreciate you covering the game here. And that really means a lot to us. It means a whole lot that people are watching and that you give us that feedback.
It does, and it's greatly appreciated. And to me, it means more than, what little we do bring in.
Sure. Absolutely. So, folks, thank you. We're about to wrap basketball season up. The 1st of March, we'll officially start the spring sports edition of DC Blitz. And I love spring sports because that means it's going to get warm, and then it's going to get cold, and then it's going to rain, and then it's going to get warm, and then it's going to snow.
And then school's out.
And then school's out, yeah. And, but it'll be a fun few weeks of spring sports. We're going to be covering some spring sports games. And, of course, talking a lot. Man, we got a lot to cover. We got West School baseball, high school baseball, middle school and high school softball, middle school and high school soccer. We got tennis. We got middle school golf, track and field. What am I leaving out?
Bowling. Women's football.
I thought it
is coming up. It's coming up.
If you've not seen girls flag football, and I said I covered this a couple of years ago with 615 Preps. Got to cover a little bit of that. It's fun. It is. I mean, and some of the schools around us are getting it. I don't know if DeKalb County will, because it would kind of conflict with volleyball in that fall sports season. But no, it's a spring sport.
It's a spring.
I take that back. It would conflict with soccer and with softball, not soccer.
Boys soccer.
I'm getting all kinds
the girls doesn't mess up with that. So it's just you're looking at the tennis, softball.
Yeah. And track and field.
Right.
Yeah. So, but if we do get it, it's a lot of fun. It really is. So, lots of sports out there, and going to be a whole lot more coming up real soon, and we're going to be a part of it. So, stick with us. We'll be out and about, and just kind of keeping an eye on everything here with DC Blitz. All right. Want to thank our sponsors, of course. Want to thank our producer, Daniel Leslie. Of course, want to thank our guests for stopping by today, John Pryor and Chad Driver, to share some great info with us. Casey had to bail out on us a little bit early, but we appreciate Casey Midget. Even though she's enjoying life as a junior pro basketball coach and not able to be with us today, we thank Kelly Pybert for all she does. For the coach, Chris Vance, I'm Tom Duggan for DC Blitz, saying so long till next Saturday.